What is going on, everyone? Welcome into another edition of Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. And I just finished up with Villanova against Seton Hall as Seton Hall pulled out that victory against Villanova 79-75. Joining you guys in progress with this one, Kentucky against Florida, as it looks like around the first 4.5 minutes has gone through this game. So I'm going to update you guys here with the scoreboard. Thank you so much for joining me here in this game as I just finished streaming a moment ago. Seton Hall beating Villanova 79-75. I'll be doing play-by-play live reactions to Kentucky against Florida throughout this game. So feel free to like my videos, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll be doing play-by-play and live reactions all season long and into the March Madness tournament. So stay in the know here and subscribe and like my videos too. Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. So here we are again with both of these teams. I had Florida on Wednesday night. They lost in overtime against number 10 LSU as Florida hit the go-ahead three-point shot with 6 seconds left in that game, only to have LSU's Tremont Waters dribble the length of the court and lay it in at the horn right there. Right before the horn, it was 0.6 seconds before the end of that game, and that layup by Tremont Waters for LSU forced overtime. And how about Jalen Hudson for Florida? He scored a season-high 33 points in that game. Kentucky coming off the win at Ole Miss on Tuesday, 80-76, as they shot the ball at 55% from the field that game. Keldon Johnson led the way with 22 points. Tyler Hero with 20. Here we are with 15-22 left to go, and at the free throw line is Nick Richards of Kentucky. 7-4 is the score. He just hit his first free throw. Second shot at the line, and it goes in for Richards. 8-4. Update you guys with the score. Thank you so much for joining me. It's 8-4 right now. Kentucky up against Florida. At the right side of the perimeter, Florida trying to go underneath the basket. They lay it up and in. So that one is good underneath for the Gators. It's 8-6 right now. Kentucky with the ball at the right side of the perimeter. This is Emmanuel quickly dribbling passes at top of the key. Nick Richards. Richards hands it off to Tyler Hero. Almost a not clean handoff, but they got it together. Three ball, no good. Rattled out from the right wing of the perimeter by Emmanuel quickly. Rebounded by Florida. Florida in the away jerseys and the orange bright uniforms and blue lettering. Kentucky in the home white jerseys and blue lettering. So here we are getting back to action. So 14:35 left to go. We did have a foul on the play. The inbound by Florida at the free throw circle, trying to dribble to the basket. A huge block by Kentucky. Going the other way, Tyler Hero with the ball. And off the backboard, too strong. Rebounded by Florida. They take it past the timeline here. Right side of the perimeter. Jalen Hudson at the free throw circle. Floats up the jump shot. No good. And rebounded by P.J. Washington of Kentucky. They're pushing tempo now. Left wing of the perimeter. Passing now to the top of the key with the ball. Emmanuel quickly dribbling for Kentucky. Looking for somebody to pass it to. Hero goes to Washington now. Washington back to Hero at the free throw circle. Passes the ball right side of the perimeter. Right wing of the perimeter for Tyler Hero. Dribbling and passes that one off. Kentucky stole the ball. 3 on the shot clock. Left wing three. Nothing but net from the outside. Dialing it up. Keldon Johnson hitting the shot home. 11-6. Kentucky is up with 13:38 left to go in the first. Florida takes it past the timeline. This is Andrew Nembhard who passes the ball left side of the perimeter here for the Gators. Now they're dribbling towards the right wing of the perimeter. Jalen Hudson with the ball coming off that unbelievable 33-point performance against LSU on Wednesday. We do have a foul called by Nick Richards of Kentucky on the play. I'm going to update you guys with the score right now in the chat. An 11-6 game right now, and Florida gets the ball back on the inbound. This is Andrew Nemhard who has the ball, and he passes it off top of the key to Mike Orkoro for Florida. And the dribble towards the left side of the perimeter. Florida now with the free throw circle. A jumper by Nemhard. Hits it at the right elbow. Deep 2 jumper by the Florida Gators right there by Andrew Nemhard. He has 11 assists twice this season. So the score right now, Kentucky 11, Florida 8 with 12:48 left to go before the half. Kentucky now with the ball, trying to dribble to the basket, and it's a foul called, and it's an offensive foul called on Kentucky, so they won't count the bucket as Florida took the charge right there with 12:44 left to go. Second personal foul already by Emmanuel Quickly. So Emmanuel Quickly already with his second personal for the Wildcats. Florida now with the ball, left side of the perimeter. Now they're trying to take it inside, up and in, off the backboard. It's good for the Gators, 11-10 right now. Kentucky with the ball. They're now at the top of the key. A foul. Nope, not a foul. Oh, a travel called by the Wildcats. So another turnover. Update the score for you guys again. 12:21 left to go before the half. Kentucky up by 1. 3 turnovers so far for the Wildcats. Florida at the left wing of the perimeter, dribbling towards the right side of the perimeter. This is Kevon Allen with the ball. Passes it off. Now to Mike Okoro. Back to Allen. Takes the top of the key 3. No good. Hits the top of the iron. A huge fight for the rebound. And P.J. Washington has it for the Wildcats. Kentucky now with the ball at the right side of the perimeter. And they pass it off. Tyler Hero at the free throw circle, looking for somebody who's open. Passes it down low inside the low post. Spin move up and in off the backboard. P.J. Washington gets it to go. 13-10 right now. With 11.5 left to go before the half. Florida with the ball. We do have a foul called once again. So going to update you guys with a score here in the chat. Kentucky has a 13-10 lead. With 11.5 left to go before halftime. Thank you so much for joining me. Feel free to like my videos, share and subscribe to my channel. I'll be doing play-by-play live reaction throughout the rest of the season, and of course into the March Madness tournament. Don't forget about Duke against North Carolina tonight. I'll be having that stream for you guys as well. So right now we're on commercial break. I'll go over some of the shooting percentages in the early stages of this game. It looks like Kentucky's shooting the ball at 50% from the field at this stage of the game. Florida shooting the ball at 33%. Florida has not made a three-point shot so far. They're 0 for 3 right now from behind the arc. Kentucky is 1 for 2, shooting from the outside. Rebounding right now is even 7 for 7 currently in this game. Going to take a look at those SEC standings as well once I get that up. So number 5, Tennessee, had a loss today against Auburn, so they move down. I think 15-2. I'm just going to check the standings of the SEC. Going to update it in a minute. So they were 15-2. Yep, they're now 15-3. So I just updated the standings. So LSU at top, and they play the worst team in the conference, Vanderbilt, tonight at home at Baton Rouge. So number 10 LSU is number 1 right now in the SEC, 15-2 overall. Number 5 Tennessee, 15-3, and Kentucky has a chance to be 15-3 if they do get the W today against Florida. Kentucky right now 14-3, Florida 9-8. as we look at some of the stuff here, is that what Kentucky does well, they're 10th in all college basketball in total free throws made. They have 528 total free throws that they've made this season. They're also 10th in all college basketball in blocks per game, average just over 5 blocks per game for the Kentucky Wildcats. They're also second in the conference behind LSU in rebounds per game. They average coming into this contest 38.5 rebounds per game, second in the conference as well behind Tennessee in shooting percentage, as they shoot the ball around 48% from the field, and tied for 4th in all college basketball in rebound margin, as they average around 8.9 rebounds more than their opponents. So that's what's going on for the Kentucky Wildcats. A lot to look proud of, especially Tyler Hero, as he ranks 1st in the nation in free throw shooting percentages. He shoots the ball at 94% from the free throw line. So with all the players with the qualified minutes for the stats for free throw shooting percentage, Tyler Hero ranks number 1 right now in college basketball. So here we are getting back to action. Kentucky on the inbound with 11:22 left to go before halftime. At the right side of the perimeter with Tyler Hero passes the ball left wing of the perimeter. Keldon Johnson back into the hands of Ashton Higgins. And now they're moving around the perimeter. Higgins, top of the key, trying to dribble inside, and no good. Try to get it to go. Offensive rebound, no good by Kentucky, rebounded by Florida. 11 minutes left to go before the half. Right side of the perimeter, Jalen Hudson. He passes it off. Left corner 3 by Florida. No good. It hit the side of the backboard. Not a great shot right there taken by the Gators. 13-10, Kentucky up by 3 with 10:50 remaining. And it looks like Ashton Higgins for Kentucky just lost his shoe. So there's been a timeout called so we can get that back together. So we saw the Zion Williamson mishap that he got injured on against North Carolina a few weeks ago with his shoe exploding there, and Ashton Higgins just lost his shoe for Kentucky in that last play. Just updated the score here with the chat. Left wing of the perimeter for the Wildcats, and now it's out to Ashton Higgins. He's at the left side of the perimeter, passes it inside, low post jumper, no good. Airballed it over the top of the rim by EJ Montgomery. Rebounded though on the offensive end. 3-point shot taken by Jermel Baker Jr. We do have a foul called on the play, committed by Florida with 10.5 left to go in the first. So Keldon Johnson here will get the inbound with 10:30 left to go in the first. The score is Kentucky 13, Florida 10. Second personal foul was just committed by Keontae Johnson of the Gators. Kentucky gets the inbound at the left elbow. They pass the ball here, top of the key. This is Ashton Higgins, top of the key, dribbling towards the left side of the perimeter. He passes the ball, trying to dribble inside the lane, lays it up and in, and it's good right there for the Wildcats, 15-10. Keldon Johnson gets it to go. 10:05 left to go in the first. Florida with the ball. They take it past the right side of the timeline. The edge of the Kentucky logo. Kevon Allen passes it off. Florida dribbling towards the right wing of the perimeter. They pass it to the left wing. Lob with over the top, foul called on the play. It's Kevarius Hayes who got the lob pass right inside the key, and he did get fouled. So we have 9:52 remaining when we do get back to action. Just looking at the leading scorers here, looks like 5 points leading the way for Kentucky's Keldon Johnson. Back on the inbound here at the corner of the perimeter for Florida, dribbling towards the left wing of the three-point arc. They have not scored in the last 2:41, and they finally do. First shot was a miss. Offensive rebound was a putback slam jam with the two hands. Kevarius Hayes slams it home, 15-12. Kentucky now with the ball with 9.5 remaining before halftime. They pass the ball there at the left side of the perimeter. And now the jumper in the key, and it's up and in. Gets the courtesy of the rim there to go back and forth between the bottom part of the rim and the top part of the rim, and Kentucky gets to the fall. 17-12. Wildcats up by 5. 9:11 left to go in the first. As they dribble towards the edge of the Kentucky logo, Florida has the ball. Looking for somebody to pass it to. Kevon Allen does. Passes the ball off, and it's to Dante Bassett, who's at the top of the key. And the 3-ball, no good by Florida, rebounded by Kentucky here. Takes it past the right side of the perimeter for the Wildcats. Now at the right elbow, Ashton Higgins, and Higgins trying to look for his man open at the left wing of the perimeter, and invisible person there, and he throws it out of bounds. I'm going to update you guys with the score of this game currently between Kentucky and Florida. 17-12, Kentucky with a lead. Just updated the score. Florida with the ball. They try to pass it inside. Stolen away by the Wildcats here. 2-on-1 fast break. And lays it up and in. Right there off the fast break. Ashton Higgins gets it to go for Kentucky. 19-12. Wildcats up with 8:27 left to go in the first. Good game so far at Rupp Arena between these two teams. Kentucky on fire right now. So I'm going to update the score once again. TV timeout between both of these teams at the moment. Thank you so much for joining me. Feel free to like my videos, share, and subscribe to my channel. Play-by-play live reactions all season long into the March Madness tournament. This is stream number 2 out of 3 that I'll be doing today. My last game will be 6 p.m. Eastern time, Duke against North Carolina. That should be a really good game. But here we are, Kentucky up 19-12 against Florida. We're going to look at the leading scores for both of these teams. For Florida, looks like 6 points scored by Kevarius Hayes leading the way for the Gators at the moment. For the Kentucky Wildcats, the leading scorer, Keldon Johnson, has 5 points, and then there's a trio of players with 4 points right now for Kentucky. PJ Washington with 4, Tyler Hero chipping in 4, Ashton Higgins as well with 4 points for the Wildcats. We're going to look to the college basketball scoreboard, see what's been going on in college basketball and what went on earlier today. Number 5 Tennessee getting upset at Auburn, 84-80 earlier today. Grant Williams with 25 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists. Number 14 Florida State, they struggled early on against Wake Forest, but they came back, won that game 65-57. And the stream that they finished up a little while ago, Seton Hall upset number 23 Villanova 79-75. Other games that's going on right now, number 13 Kansas trying to bounce back after they lost against Oklahoma earlier this week. Kansas beating Baylor right now 24-21. Number 11 Purdue is up against Northwestern 15-9. So we're on the TV timeout right here between Kentucky and Florida. We're going to get back to action real shortly. Feel free to like, share, subscribe to my videos as well. Let me know in the chat who you're rooting for if you like. Kentucky or Florida. Of course, Kentucky coming off the 4-point win on Tuesday against Ole Miss, where Keldon Johnson led the scoring with 22 points, Tyler Hero with 20. Little bit of a commercial break snack here since I'm doing back-to-back games. I just finished up Seton Hall against Villanova a few minutes ago. Around 20 minutes ago, actually. As these streams go by so quick. But here we are getting ready to go back to action. Kentucky against Florida. The score is Kentucky 19, Florida 12 with 8:27 left to go in the first. Florida to inbound. They put the ball into the hands of Andrew Nembhard. Nembhard, the freshman guard from Aurora, Canada. Looking for somebody to pass it to as he passes the timeline at the edge of the Kentucky logo. Passes the ball left wing of the perimeter for Florida. Down by 7. He passed the ball low post. Trying to back his way inside. Low post, kicks it back outside. Left corner 3. Hits it down. And they'll roll the deep 2 as his foot was on the line. Micah Okoro hit the deep 2 from the left corner. Could have been a 3 if he had stepped back a few more inches. 7:52 left to go in the first. Kentucky with the ball now. Inside the key, they float up the shot. No good, but Kentucky gets fouled, and they'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Keldon Johnson was the one who got fouled. So Johnson, who is 71% free throw shooter, will be shooting 2 at the free throw line momentarily. Gonna update you guys with the score once again. 5-point game. Keldon Johnson's first free throw hits it. 6-point game with 7:50 left to go in the first. 20-14. Kentucky is up by 6. Keldon Johnson with 6 points today, 3 rebounds, 2 for 3 shooting. And second one nails that one as well. 21-14. The score right now. Florida with the ball. They take it past the timeline. Dribble towards the right side of the perimeter, looking for somebody to pass it to. They do. They find their man at the left side of the perimeter. Goes back into the hands of Jalen Hudson, who had a season-high game, 33 points against number 10 LSU. Back on Wednesday, 3 right there. No, they counted another deep 2 from the outside. Foot was on the line. Step, deep 2 from the left elbow goes down for Florida. 21-16. Jalen Hudson hit that one. 7:15 left to go. Kentucky with the ball. They're at the left elbow, right inside that 3-point arc. PJ Washington now with the ball, dribbling inside, trying to take it in there. No good. Tip back, no good. Rebounded by Florida. 21-16, 7 minutes left to play. Andrew Nembhard with the ball for the Gators. Takes it past the timeline. He's at the left elbow. Now passes it top of the key here with Mike Okoro. Okoro back into the hands of Jalen Hudson for the Florida Gators. Florida has not hit a 3-point shot. Deep 2 from the top of the free throw circle. No good by Andrew Nembhard. Rebounded by Kentucky. Man open underneath the basket. And a foul called. So it looked like Nick Richards will be going back to the free throw line here for Kentucky. Fast-paced game going on so far with both of these teams. Upping the tempo as well. 6:38 left to go. Kentucky at the free throw line. Shooting 2. It's Nick Richards at the free throw line. And the first one is a miss. 21-16 right now. So Nick Richards on the season, he's a 67% free throw shooter. He'll get a second chance at the free throw line. Kentucky's 74% free throw shooting this season is the highest ever in the John Calipari era that he's coached this team. So highest free throw shooting percentage by a team for Kentucky that John Calipari's ever coached. Second shot goes down from the free throw line there by Nick Richards. 22-16, Kentucky up by 6. 6:38 left to go in the first. Florida with the inbound. As they pass the timeline here, dribbling towards the top of the key. This is Jalen Hudson with the ball. He passes it off. And now it's at the free throw circle. Looking for his man. They do find it. Andrew Nembhard with the ball. Floats it up over the top, and it's stolen away right there by E.J. Montgomery, making sure that the alley-oop didn't happen. Kentucky with the ball. As now they have it. Trying to dribble from the right corner of the perimeter inside Tyler Hero now. Dribbling inside. Oh, Hero is blocked by Florida. Body's on the ground trying to get the ball. Kentucky gets it back. Right wing 3 from outside Ashton Higgins knocks it down. And he slipped after he took the 3-point shot, but he hit it 25-16 by the point guard, Ashton Higgins. 5:45 left to go in the first. Florida with a ball, and they pass it inside, and they lay it up and in. Bank it home off the backboard, 25-18. Kentucky now with a ball. Top of the key here for Higgins, the freshman guard from Cartersville, Georgia. He passes it off right side of the perimeter for Tyler Hero, back into the hands of Higgins, behind the 3-point arc at the top of the key. Higgins passes it off. Left side of the perimeter, Keldon Johnson. Back out to Higgins. Feeds it inside. PJ Washington. No good. Too strong off the glass. Rebounded by Florida. 25-18. Gators with the ball down by 7. Gators now top of the key with Andrew Nembhard. Passes the ball off right wing to Mike Okoro. Now it's going inside. Low post backing his way in there. Isaiah Stokes. They kick the ball back outside. Top of the key again, Nembhard. Passes it left corner, open 3, Florida. And he hits it from the outside. Number 0, Mike Okoro with another 3-point shot for the Gators. 25-21, Kentucky up by 4. 4:40 left to go before halftime. The Wildcats with the ball there at the left side of the perimeter, trying to dribble to the basket, and he gets fouled. Going to the line for 2 will be Keldon Johnson. So let's see. I'm going to update the score. I think it was a foul by Florida. Check that again because Kentucky looked like they were heading to their side of the court. So it looked like a shooting foul, but maybe Florida. Let's see. Florida take the charge there with 4:35 left. Oh, wow. So yeah, it looked like from the angle that I saw, it looked like at first it was a foul by Keldon Johnson, foul by Florida, but no, Keldon Johnson got called with the offensive foul. So Florida gets the ball back. So never mind me, he's not going to the line to shoot two as Florida here gets the inbound. So from the other camera angle right there, the Gators took the charge on him. So here we are back to action. Florida with the ball. Top of the key. They pass it inside and a slam, a jam right there for the Gators. Closing in. 2-point lead now for Kentucky. 4:08 left to go in the first. The Wildcats at the top of the key. They pass the ball left wing of the perimeter. Keldon Johnson with the ball. It's stolen away by Florida, and they have a 7-0 run in the last minute and 43. They do call a timeout as they stole the ball away, and they were lying on the ground with the ball trying to recover it. So they did call a timeout. Going to update you guys with the score. 4 minutes left to go before halftime. Close game here between Florida and Kentucky. 25-23 Wildcats. If you haven't done so already, feel free to like my videos, share, and subscribe to my channel. Play-by-play live reactions all season long into the March Madness tournament with Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. If you're also a Duke and North Carolina fan, feel free to watch my stream tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Will be my final stream of the night, Duke against UNC. Right now, we're going to go into a little bit of the box score stuff. Kevarius Hayes leading the way for the Florida Gators with 8 points at this point of the game for Florida. As we look to the Kentucky Wildcats, 2 players right now tied for the lead in scoring with 7 points. Ashton Higgins with 7 and Keldon Johnson with 7 as well for the Kentucky Wildcats. And then 2 players tied with 4 points, P.J. Washington and Tyler Hero shipping in 4 for Kentucky. We look to some of those team stats here. Kentucky shooting the ball at around 43% from the field. Florida shooting the ball a little better at 46% from the field. Kentucky knocking down 1 more 3-point shot than Florida. Florida is 1 for 6 right now from behind the arc. Kentucky is 2 for 4 at this point in the game. Kentucky is out-rebounding Florida 14-11. That's something that Kentucky's done all season long, is out-rebound their opponents. They're tied for 4th right now in all college basketball in the rebound margin, as they average around 8.9 rebounds more than their opponents this season. For the Florida Gators, they really struggle at rebounding the ball. They're right now tied for last in the SEC with an average of 33.7 rebounds per game. They're also 13th out of 14th teams in the SEC conference with only 68.7 points scored on average per game. What Florida does really well, though, is that they're tied for 20th in all college basketball in points allowed. So they only allow their opponents to just under 64 points per game. So they have a pretty good defense. Tough to score against them. So here we are. We're going to get back to action very shortly. Close game here, 25-23. And we have 4 minutes before the half. So, yes, 7 straight points have been scored by the Gators in the last few minutes of this game. So, Kentucky's been silent in the past few times around from the field. So, when we do get back to action, we'll have 4 minutes left to go. The score being Kentucky 25, Florida 23, 4 minutes before halftime, that is. And here we are back to action. So Florida here will get the inbound. They started the game shooting 5 for 16 from the field. Ever since they're 5 for 6. They're at the top of the key now with the ball. It's Andrew Nembhard. dribbling towards the left side of the perimeter, and now to the top of the free throw circle with the ball is Isaiah Stokes. Passes the ball off top of the key again. Right wing with the ball, Jalen Hudson. 3 from the top of the free throw circle, and he gets fouled with 3:38 left to go in the first. Already saw an upset in the SEC as Auburn beat number 5 Tennessee today, 84-80 in that game. And here we are at the free throw line, 2 shots for Florida. This is number 3, Jalen Hudson, the senior from Richmond, Virginia. And the first one goes down, 25-24. Ashton Higgins comes back in for the Wildcats here. Second shot, and no good on that one. So it's a 1-point game, 25-24. Kentucky up by 1, and they have the ball off the rebound. Takes it past the right side of the perimeter. Tyler Hero with a ball dribbling towards the right wing, looking for a man who's open. Passes to P.J. Washington, backing his way in there. Kicks the ball back outside. Top of the key, Higgins trying to dribble in there, and a foul called with 3:22 left to go. So Noah Locke just committed his second foul of the game. He's the freshman guard from Randallstown, Maryland for the Florida Gators. So here's Kentucky with Ashton Higgins shooting at the line. They're in the bonus. So 1-1 here for the Wildcats. First shot goes down for Higgins. 26-24, Kentucky up by 2. Second shot at the free throw line. That one goes down as well. 27-24, 3-point game. So Higgins hit both of them from the free throw line. Kentucky right now 7 for 9 shooting from the free throw line. Here's Florida with the ball. Right wing 3. Ties it up at 27. 3:05 left to go. And a huge 3-point shot right there for the Gators. 3 minutes left to go. We're tied up. 27 apiece. Left side of the perimeter, Ashton Higgins for Kentucky. Passes it to Tyler Hero. Back to Higgins. And now it's to the top of the key with Emmanuel quickly. Back to Hero. He passes it off. Trying to dribble baseline in there to kick it back outside. Top of the key, Hero. Hero passes it. Right wing of the perimeter, Higgins. Higgins now trying to take it inside in the key. Passes it back outside left corner. Floats up the shot at the left corner baseline. And couldn't get it off before the shot clock violation by the Wildcats. So we're still tied up at 27. Turnover back to Florida. Three ties, a lead change in there as well. The biggest lead has been Kentucky up by 9. 2.5 remaining before halftime. Florida now with the ball top of the key. They pass it off. Still at the top of the key here with Isaiah Stokes. Stokes heads that one off to Mike Okoro. Okoro passes the Stokes inside. Underneath the basket up and in by Florida, taking the lead right back. 29-27, Gators up by 2. 2:08 left to go. Kentucky down by 2. And they have the ball. They take it past the timeline. Ashton Higgins passes it right wing of the perimeter to Tyler Hero. Back to the top of the key with Keldon Johnson to the left side of the perimeter to Higgins. And back out to Tyler Hero here. And Hero top of the key passes it. Left wing to Higgins. 6 on the shot clock. Passes it to Washington. Inside, kicks it back outside. 3 on the shot clock. Floats up a shot. A deep 2. And a whistle blown just as Kentucky took that shot. And Keldon Johnson did get fouled, so we'll go to the line to shoot 2. So here we are. Keldon Johnson with 7 points, shooting 2 at the free throw line. With 1:43 left to go. First shot was a miss by Keldon Johnson. Again, another chance to shoot his second one. And he does. 1-point game. 29-28. With Florida up by 1 now. 13-3 run in the last 4 minutes and 8 seconds. Gators now with the ball top of the key. This is Noah Locke. He passes the ball off. Still at the top of the key of the perimeter. Isaiah Stokes. Now he takes it inside to the lane and one hand jams it down. 31-28, Isaiah Stokes right there, seeing the whole court himself, and he just saw that the entire middle of the court inside the lane was wide open and took it all together himself. Beautiful drive to the basket, up by 3 right now for the Gators. TV timeout called on the court. What a game we have in the early stages here. 31-28, Florida up by 3 right now at this stage of the game. So if you haven't done so already, feel free to like my video, share, and subscribe to my channel. Play-by-play live reactions all season long, and of course into the March Madness tournament. So we're almost back to action. Florida started the game 5 for 16 shooting. Now they're 8 for 9 ever since. Kentucky now with the ball, trying to drive to the basket, and Ashton Higgins is fouled. So go to the line again in the bonus. Florida just committed their 9th foul of this half. One and one here for Higgins with 1:07 left to go. And hits it. So go back to the line for a second one. 31-29, Kentucky down by 2. Ashton Higgins is a 75% free throw shooter this season. He has 10 points today, 3 for 4 shooting from the field. Second shot, hits that one as well. 1 point game again. 31-30, Florida up by 1. The Gators take it past the timeline here with under a minute left to play before halftime. Left side of the perimeter. They pass the ball off top of the key. It goes into the hands of Andrew Nembhard. He passes the ball off, and it goes back to Nembhard. Nembhard, left elbow, dribbles with a ball. At the left elbow, looking for his man. He does have him. And a free throw. Circle, passes it off to the left corner. Left corner 3, no good by the Gators. Rebounded by Kentucky with 35 seconds left to go before halftime. 9-second differential between game clock and shot clock. Game clock down at 28. Shot clock down at 0 now. With 26.9 seconds remaining. The ball just went out of bounds, so that's what just happened. And it was a turnover by Kentucky. So Florida will get the ball with 22 seconds now. So here's the Gators passing the timeline. 17 seconds left to go before halftime. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. They pass the ball right wing of the perimeter with 6. This is Mike Okoro. Okoro passes the ball inside, stolen away by Kentucky. Kentucky with 2.8, but we do have a foul called. 2.8 seconds left to go before halftime. So Emmanuel quickly looked like he got called with a foul by Kentucky. So Florida will shoot in the bonus. Or no bonus here. So not yet. So Florida here on the inbound, looking for somebody's open. 2.8. Right corner 3 is open. And just missed it off the top of the rim. No good by Kevon Allen. And there we are at halftime. 1 point game. Florida and Kentucky. Pretty good game here at the half. So feel free to like my video, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll be doing play-by-play live reaction throughout the end of the season and, of course, the March Madness tournament. This is stream number 2 out of 3 streams I'll be doing today. And the last one I'll have you covered 6 p.m. Eastern time. It'll be North Carolina against Duke. We're at halftime currently. Florida up 31-30 against Kentucky. Let's go into the box score here. Both of the teams. Let's see how they're doing in this game. Kavarius Hayes leading the way for the Florida Gators. He has 8 points right now. And leading the scoring for the Kentucky Wildcats is Ashton Higgins, currently with 4 points. Or 11 points right now at this stage of the game. Yeah, there's a tie for 4 points. That's why Tyler Hero, right above him in the box score, and PJ Washington both have 4 points. And 8 points by Keldon Johnson. So that's what's going on right now. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe to my channel and my videos, live play-by-play and reaction throughout the rest of the season. And, of course, the March Madness tournament with Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. So, yeah, right now, this is a shocker that Kentucky is down by 1 at the half currently in this game. I'm surprised at that. A couple big upsets already today is that Tennessee lost by 4 against Auburn, and then Villanova as well. They lost by 4 against Seton Hall. I called that game earlier. So, yeah, tonight I'll be having the stream North Carolina against Duke, number 3 against number 4. That should be a fun game for all to see. I'll be doing play-by-play live reactions to that game. Looking forward to doing that one. 2 teams. And latest news on Zion Williamson is that he's projected to be back for the ACC tournament, which is starting this week. So Zion Williamson projected to come back for the Duke Blue Devils. But here we are, play-by-play live reactions at halftime between Florida and Kentucky, 31-30. Florida up by 1. We're going to look at this college basketball scoreboard here. First of all, let's see what's going on in the SEC today, if I can get that up for you guys. And yeah, we have other games going on that are already finished. Of course, number 5 Tennessee lost to Auburn 84-80. Upset there. Auburn improves to 22-9, 11-7 in the SEC. South Carolina beat Georgia 66-46. Mississippi State, they beat Texas A&M 46-34 in that game. And that's it right now for SEC basketball. That's what's going on right now. We're going to look to see the other games going on in college basketball. Number 13, Kansas up at the half against Baylor, 32-29. Number 11, Purdue beating Northwestern right now, 26-20. And it looks like that game hasn't tipped off yet, Texas Tech and Iowa State. Yeah, I'm looking for that tip-off. It says 2 p.m. tip-off, and they just never tipped it off, I guess. Must be inclement weather over there for that game. But Florida right on the bubble currently. Same as Seton Hall. They're a number 11 seed as well. So the Florida Gators, an 11 seed. They're part of Seton Hall, Arizona State, and Ohio State with a last 4 byes right on the bubble. As those losses against bubble teams hurt for the Florida Gators. They lost against Butler 61-54, but they beat them a second time, 77-43. They lost against Oklahoma 65-60. They're projected to be a number 9 seed, but Oklahoma did help them out a little bit by beating Kansas earlier in the week, which Kansas is a top 15 team, but here's a loss that's going to hurt them in the SEC Big 12 Challenge. Is that Florida lost to TCU at TCU 55-50, as TCU is the first team out of the bracket right now in the latest March Madness projections. This is what's going on right now. Play-by-play live reactions all season long to college basketball games. Stay in the know here with Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Feel free to like my video, share, subscribe to my channel, play-by-play live reaction to North Carolina against Duke later today. That should be a good game as well. So yeah, we got March Madness now, like 2 weeks away, so that should be good right now. These bubble teams is this week or next week. It's going to be big for these bubble teams right there. Number 11 seeds, number 10 seeds on the bubble. Some of the teams number 12 seeds as well. And a lot of close games today. Tennessee, Auburn. Syracuse played Clemson earlier, and Clemson on the bubble as well with a huge deserved win against Syracuse at home for the Clemson Tigers. That game helps out Clemson a ton. They won 67-55 against Syracuse today. And number 22, Wofford beat Virginia Military Institute today, 99-72. So that's in the Southern Conference of the bracket. There was a buzzer beater last night, as in the Ohio Valley Conference in the semifinals. It was Murray State led by number 2 projected NBA draft pick Ja Morant, who hit the buzzer beater against Jacksonville State in that game. As we're in halftime right now between Florida and Kentucky, where the score is 31-30 at halftime. Close game throughout. Kentucky out rebounding Florida 17-12 currently in this game. And Florida shooting the ball much better than Kentucky, actually. They're shooting the ball at 48% at halftime. Kentucky shooting the ball at 41% at the half. Florida's attempted 9 3-point shots. They've only made 2 of them. Kentucky has only attempted 4 3-point shots in that first half. They made 2 of them. So, yeah, the story of out-rebounding has been the case all season long for the Kentucky Wildcats. They're going to find their ranking here. They rank in the nation. They're right now tied for 4th in all college basketball in rebound margin per game. Kentucky out-rebounds their opponents by an average of 8.9 rebounds more than their opponents this season. That's something that Florida struggles with. Florida this season is at the very bottom, towards the bottom of the SEC, 13th out of 14 teams in points scored per games, but right now they're tied for last in the SEC with an average of 33.7 rebounds per game. Trying to see if there's any more college basketball on a close game between number 16 Marquette and Georgetown with 5:22 left to go before halftime. So later tonight, I'll be doing the live stream Duke against North Carolina, number 4 against number 3. If you'd like to join that chat in the video, feel free to do so. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube, where I'll be doing play-by-play live reactions all season long to college basketball games, keeping you into the know in the March Madness tournament about 2 weeks away or so. That's Selection Sunday. Selection Sunday's 8 days away. Next Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, will be Selection Sunday. So let's see. Both of these teams inside the field of 68. Number 8, Texas Tech, playing at Iowa State. Looking like a close game throughout this one. And We'll see. Looking at these highlights, 41-39 with 18-12 remaining. Going inside right there, getting up the bucket for Texas Tech. And they're currently up by 1, 46-45 in that game. Kansas against Baylor. That game's close as well. This is how the bracket lines up over here. So I got the standings going on. Virginia, the overall #1 seed, along with Gonzaga, #1 Tennessee, and #1 Duke for those 4 #1 seeds. And they put North Carolina as a #2 seed as well. Same as Kentucky, currently in the latest ESPN bracketology projections. Michigan and Michigan State make up the other #2 seeds currently in the latest bracketology projections. So hopefully we'll get back to action shortly between Florida and Kentucky. We're at halftime right now. 31-30. Florida is up by 1 against the Wildcats. So we're going to get back to halftime really shortly between this one, Florida and Kentucky, 31-30 at the halftime. Talk about Jalen Hudson, what he did against #10 LSU in the 79-78 overtime loss on Wednesday. Jalen Hudson had a season high 33 points in that game for the Florida Gators. So we look at some of these key players here for Florida. Andrew Nembhard had 11 assists twice this season, leads the team with 5.1 assists per game. Jalen Hudson has had 5 straight games with double-digit points, really heating up. Gonna see what he has today on the scoring. He only has 5 points right now, but we still have a second half to get through in this game as well. Noah Locke with 22 games with double-digit points this season. You know, Kevon Allen's the one. Noah Locke over here is right below him in the stat line. 10.3 points. He averages just over 10 points per game. Noah Locke averages this season. Kevarius Hayes, he had a career high 15 rebounds against LSU on Wednesday. So we're almost getting ready to go back to action. Florida against Kentucky right after these halftime adjustments. #13 Kansas got a score update here. #13 Kansas is beating Baylor 38-29 at this stage of the game. #11 Purdue up against Northwestern 33-25. So, of course, the difference in that first half, shooting percentage, Florida shooting the ball 7% better than Kentucky. The Gators shooting the ball at 48% from the field. Kentucky shooting the ball at 41% from the field in that first half. Pretty good game between them. That's why we have a 1-point differential here at halftime between these two teams. The Gators have got some shots to fall inside the lane. The drive on the replay, that was a big slam that went down by Isaiah Stokes. One of the key plays of the first half as he was around the free throw circle with the ball, and then he saw that the lane right in front of the basket was open, took it right into the lane, and one-handed jammed it right down. So Florida started this game out shooting the ball 5 for 16 from the field, yet they have a 1-point lead here at the half. Huge week for bubble teams. Can Florida pull off another upset? Seton Hall did it today. Auburn pulled off an upset against Tennessee, but we're talking about bubble teams when Syracuse lost to Clemson earlier today. Here we are back to action. Kentucky with the ball moving it around the perimeter. Tyler Hero at the right side of the baseline, dribbling, kicks the ball back outside to the top of the key, Ashton Higgins. He passes the ball low post. Montgomery kicks it back to Tyler Hero. No good from the right wing of the perimeter, and we got ourselves the first foul of the game with 19:37 left to go in the second half. Keontae Johnson from Florida got the rebounding foul on the play, so that's what happened there. So Kentucky here will get the inbounds. The ball goes into the hands of Ashton Higgins. He passes it off. Tyler Hero goes back to the left wing of the perimeter to Higgins. Higgins back to Hero and back to Higgins. Feeds it inside to P.J. Washington, backing his way in there. Jumper, and he's stripped of the ball. Florida's got it back with 19:18 left to go in this game. Top of the key with Nemhard. Now he's trying to dribble left elbow with the ball. He floats it back out. So now Florida with the ball. They're at the top of the key of the perimeter. Oh, nice pass inside, and it goes up and in. 33-30. Gators have the 3-point lead. 19 minutes left to go in the game. Kentucky with the ball as they take it past the timeline. At the right side of the perimeter here with Tyler Hero. He passes the ball off to the left wing behind the 3-point perimeter. Passes it to the top of the key to the right side of the perimeter. P.J. Washington back to Hero. Left elbow, deep two. Nothing but net by Tyler Hero. 33-32. 18:35 left to go in the game. Florida with the ball. They pass the timeline as they have it at the top of the key. Andrew Nemhard with the ball. He passes it off. Still at the top of the key for the Gators. Kevarius Hayes passes it back to Nemhard. Nemhard dribbling, now trying to take it inside, and no good. Off the top of the rim, fight for the rebound. Kentucky has it. The score is Florida 33, Kentucky 32. 18:05 left to go in this game. Kentucky with the ball right side of the perimeter. Tyler Hero passes it top of the key. Ashton Higgins dribbling towards the left side of the 3-point perimeter. Passes it off to P.J. Washington into the hands of Hero. Hero now jumper in the key. No good. Hits the rim short. Rebounded by Florida. Florida up by 1. Their largest lead is 3. 17:45 left to go. Florida now with a layup in the lane. No good. No foul. Rebounded by Kentucky. Taking it past the timeline. Keldon Johnson passes it off. Now the Hero. Back to Johnson. Top of the key. Dribbling inside. Keldon puts it up and in off the glass. And he's fouled as well. And go to the line for 1. 34-33, Kentucky taking back the lead. Going to update you guys here with the score in the chat. Feel free to like my videos, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll be doing play-by-play live reaction throughout the rest of the season, and of course, the March Madness tournament. Nice job right there by Keldon Johnson. Dribbling inside the lane and getting the shot to fall. Hits the free throw as well, 35-33. Jalen Hudson with 7 points, 3 fouls. So he was the hero in the last game against LSU for the Florida Gators. Tonight's been different. He's sitting on the bench right now in a lot of foul trouble. So we got another timeout on the floor with 17:20 left to go. We look at that standings for the SEC. LSU now on the top, 15-2. overall inside the SEC. Tennessee is 15-3, and then right behind them, Kentucky with a 14-3 record. Can improve to tie Tennessee with 15-3 with a win here. Florida now with the ball, left wing of the perimeter. Now they're trying to drive to the bucket. Kayvon Allen. Kayvon Allen, no good. Rebounded by Kentucky now. As they dribble past the timeline. At the free throw circle, trying to dribble inside. They kick it back outside. Top of the key. With the ball is Ashton Higgins. 16:48 left to go. Higgins, right side of the perimeter. Higgins takes the three ball. And no good. He missed the three-point shot from the right wing. Rebounded by Florida. They're down by 2. 16:35 left to go. Andrew Nembhard with the ball for the Gators. Looking for somebody to pass it off to. He did, but he got the ball back into his hands. Top of the key with 16:25 left to go. He passes the ball at the right elbow. The Gators. Nembhard. Three-point shot, no good. Fight for the rebound. Ripped away from the glass by E.J. Montgomery of Kentucky. And Kentucky tried to drive to the bucket. They got the ball stolen away from behind them. Florida now with the ball trying to drive. And the shot. We do have a foul called before the shot with 16:08 left to go. So a couple of players here checking in and out of the game for both of these teams. Looks like number 11, Keontae Johnson, just checked out of the game. Jalen Hudson with a little bit of foul trouble coming back in. He has 3 fouls for the Florida Gators. Here we are back to action. Florida looking to inbound. And they do. They send it to the corner of the left corner of the front court towards the Rupp Arena logo. Now, Florida with the ball, working their way, low post, and too strong off the backboard to get themselves the offensive rebound, put it into the hands of Micah Coro. He puts it into the hands of Andrew Nembhard, left wing of the perimeter, now at the free throw circle, feeds the ball inside, underneath the basket, and a huge block by Kentucky, but it'll be a shooting foul called by P.J. Washington. And they say, oh, wow, so they say goaltend on that one. It was underneath the basket. Yeah, went right above the cylinder. So P.J. Washington trying to make sure that shot didn't go home. They say it's goaltending on the final review of that play. We're tied up at 35 between Florida and Kentucky. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Feel free to like my videos, share, and subscribe to my channel. $35 even. Pretty good game right now between both of these teams. We're going to see how this one ends in about 15:46 from now. So let's go into some of these team stats. Currently in this one, Kentucky out-rebounding Florida 22-15. And what else is going on? Florida out-shooting Kentucky 44% to 41% at this stage in the game. Both of the teams have only converted on 2 3-point shots from the outside. Florida's 2 for 10, Kentucky's 2 for 6. What else is going on? As the Florida Gators. Florida Gators right now, their leading scorer is Jalen Hudson, and a little bit of foul trouble. He has 3 fouls committed on him. Same as Keontae Johnson. He has 3 fouls as well. This is the team of the keys, basically. The K last names all over the place for the Florida Gators. Jalen Hudson is the leading scorer right now with 9 points. But we look at all these key names. We see that for Florida, Keontae Johnson, Kevarius Hayes, Kayvon Allen, a lot of K and keys in these first names, and we got ourselves a tie game here at 35. What else is new here for the Kentucky Wildcats? Leading the way. They have a tie between their 2 top scorers, Ashton Higgins with 11 points right now, and Keldon Johnson with 11 as well. 6 rebounds added in by Keldon Johnson included. As we look at this college basketball scoreboard, number 11 Purdue is up against Northwestern at halftime, 33-25. Baylor against Kansas. That game right now is going to Kansas with a 5-point lead with around 15 minutes left to go in that game. Number 13 Kansas up 40-35. And of course, there were a bunch of upsets earlier today, including Seton Hall against Villanova, as the Pirates won that game by 4. So we're going to get back to action really shortly. 15:46 left to go. Tied up at 35. This is what makes SEC basketball at its finest right now between both of these teams. John Calipari, the head coach of Kentucky, looking for his 301st win of his career. We'll see if he can get it. He has 6 SEC tournament titles, 8 NCAA tournament appearances, 4 Final Fours, and a national title back in 2012. They went 38-2 with that team. That was with Anthony Davis. Kentucky scores and puts it into the cylinders. They lay it up and then 37-35 as we're back to action. 15.5 left to go in this game. Florida with the ball. At the top of the key with Andrew Nembhard. He passes it off to the right elbow. And now back to the top of the key. Takes the 3-point shot. Hits it from the outside. Kevon Allen takes back the lead for the Florida Gators. 38-37. 15:08 left to go. Kentucky now with the ball. As this is P.J. Washington he tried to drive to the bucket right there. He gets fouled. He was fouled before the shot, so they won't be going to the line. They got the inbound instead. P.J. Washington, jumper, hits it, takes back the lead for the Wildcats, 39-38. Kentucky now with a 1-point lead. Florida with the ball, top of the key. Nembhard, he passes the ball right elbow with it for the Gators, and back to the right wing of the perimeter. Kevon Allen dribbling around the perimeter, and now he puts the ball into the hands of his teammate Jalen Hudson. Top of the key, dribbles to. Now they're passing around the perimeter. Left corner trying to dribble. Baseline kicks it back out. Right corner 3. No good. Off the top of the rim by Florida. Rebounded by Kentucky. 14-12 left to go. 39-38. Wildcats with the ball. Top of the key. P.J. Washington passes the ball left wing of the perimeter. And we do have offensive turnover by Kentucky with 14:09 left to go. So 10 turnovers today by the Wildcats, only 4 by the Gators. Gators now with the ball, top of the key with Nembhard. He passes it off. Florida now, right side of the perimeter, looking for somebody who's open. He does. Nembhard dribbling to the top of the key, trying to take it inside. It's Andrew Nembhard in the lane, feeds it off to his teammate, up and in. Shot goes in into the basket right there. Made it a weird shot, but Kevarius Hayes got that shot to go. 40-39. Florida up by 1. Going back and forth and back and forth. Kentucky with the ball, left wing of the perimeter. And now they're at the right wing of the 3-point arc. Tyler Hero. He passes it off left wing of the perimeter here. Now they try to take it inside, kicks it back outside. Now they float up the shot inside the low post. No good off the top of the iron. Offensive rebound by PJ. No good. Rebounded here. Florida gets the rebound. There were bodies on the ground. 13:05 left to go. 40-39. Florida with the ball up by 1. Top of the key for the Gators. Jalen Hudson with a burst of speed, and he gets called with the offensive turnover. So the ball will go back to Kentucky here. Going to update you guys with the score. 40-39. Gators up by 1. If you haven't done so already, feel free to like my video, share, and subscribe to my channel. Play-by-play live reaction all season long to college basketball games and, of course, the March Madness tournament. Here we are back to action. Kentucky with the ball. They take it past the timeline. Right side of the perimeter, now to the left side. Left corner for Kentucky, Ashton Higgins. Dribbling, passing the ball, low post, PJ, jumper. And he gets it to go. And the foul. Along with it, he'll go to the line for one. 41-40, another lead change by Kentucky with a jumper inside a low post by PJ Washington. So PJ Washington got that one to go. Some illegal contact right there made its way. So PJ Washington, 6 points in the second half today. He had 13 points against Ole Miss in the second half. He had 0 points on Tuesday's game against Ole Miss in the first half. 4 points in the first half today, 6 in the second. Up by 1 for Kentucky. Make it 2. PJ now has 7. (42-40). Florida now with the ball off the PJ Washington make from the free throw line. 12:35 left to go in this game. They pass the timeline. Andrew Nembhard with the ball for the Gators, as he has it at the edge of the Kentucky logo. Nembhard calling the play. 10 on the shot clock. He passes it off to Isaiah Stokes. Stokes now passes it off. Top of the key with the ball for Florida. Noah Locke looking for a man who's open. 2 seconds left. Floats up the three-point shot off the top of the iron. Rebounded by Kentucky. 12-12 left to go. Wildcats with the ball left side of the three-point perimeter. Ashton Higgins dribbling in there. Tried to go past a group of defenders. Couldn't lay it in, but he's fouled with 12:06 left. Here we are at the free throw line with Kentucky and Florida. And it's Ashton Higgins of Kentucky at the free throw line. First shot goes down, 43-40. Kentucky with a 3-point lead. So first shot went down from the free throw line by Ashton Higgins. He's a 75% free throw shooter in the season. He makes his second one. 44-40 with 12:06 left to go in this game. Florida will get the inbound here. Feel free to like my videos, share, and subscribe to my channel. Play-by-play live reactions all season long into the March Madness tournament with college basketball games. Duke against UNC closing out the night. Florida with the ball. They take it past the timeline. Top of the key with the ball with 11:53 left to go. They pass it to the right wing to Stokes. Isaiah Stokes looking for a man who's open. And now he tries to take it inside, dribbling, and he gets it up and in. And the foul as well, 44-42. Isaiah Stokes making things happen here for the Florida Gators. TV timeout on the floor. This one's getting good. 11:45 left to go. Good game here between both of these teams. Going to update you guys with what's going on in the box score. Currently, Florida leading the way. Kevarius Hayes with 10 points right now for the Gators. 9 points by Jalen Hudson. Trying to look for some more double points before this game ends for Kentucky. The leading scorer is Ashton Higgins with 13 points. And then a tie for a second right behind him, PJ Washington with 11 points. Keldon Johnson with 11 points for the Kentucky Wildcats. We look to some of these team stats going on right now. Florida shooting the ball at 46% from the field. Kentucky is shooting at 44% from the field. From the free throw line, Kentucky has converted on 14 out of 17 shots from the charity stripe in this game, and Florida only has had 4 opportunities. They've hit down 3 of those shots. The Wildcats out rebounding the Gators at this point of the game, 25-16. And let's see what else is going on right now. Probably good stuff here. We'll see. Inside college basketball, number 13, Kansas, is beating Baylor 47-38 at this stage of the game. Number 11, Purdue, up against Northwestern 35-28. What else is going on in college basketball? Well, Seton Hall upset number 23, Villanova 79-75. And Auburn upset number 5, Tennessee in the SEC 84-80. So a lot of upsets here for the start of the day for college basketball. You've been listening to and actually watching Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Feel free to like my videos, share and subscribe to my channel. Play-by-play live reactions all season long, and of course into the March Madness tournament. TV timeout right here. Close game with 11:45 left to go. We're going to get back into it in a few minutes. This is SEC basketball at its finest right here. A lot of close games between all these teams that's played in the SEC this season, and we're set up to have another one. 44-42 with 11:45 left to go in this game. Talk about killer losses. The loss last Saturday against Georgia for Florida is a real killer loss. Georgia has a record of 11-19 overall, 2-15 in the SEC, and that was a real killer loss for them. I believe they lost again today, so make it 11-20 and 2-16 in the SEC. So on the last play, Isaiah Stokes for Florida was fouled as he went into the lane, and he made the shot as well. So we'll go to the line for one. The score is Kentucky 44, Florida 42. One shot from the line by Florida's Isaiah Stokes. We have 11:45 left to go. Isaiah Stokes at the free throw line. The 70% free throw shooter, no good. 44-42, Kentucky gets the rebound. 11:40 left to go. They take it past the timeline with Ashton Higgins. Dribbles out towards the left wing of the perimeter. Passes the ball top of the key to Keldon Johnson. Spin move inside the lane, and he gets fouled with 11:31 left to go to play in the second half. So here we are back at the free throw line for the Kentucky Wildcats. It's Keldon Johnson who's tied for second right now on the team with 11 points in this game. Make it 12. Make it second even. He's not tied with anybody else at this moment. 45-42. Kentucky up by 3. Second shot, no good. Fight for the rebound, and Florida has it. Under 11.5 left to play. Florida underneath the basket. Kicks it back outside. Trying to drive to the hoop. No good. No foul. Rebounded by Kentucky. Going now with it into the lane. Weaving in and past defenders, but the layup was no good by Emmanuel quickly. Kentucky tried to rebound it, and Florida last tipped it out of bounds with 11:11 left to go. So the Wildcats here will get the inbound. Wow. He tried to lay it in, and the ball was just sitting still right on the rim. Stuck there at the bottom part of the rim. Couldn't go into the net. Kind of like the Wake Forest game against Duke with the final shot by Wake Forest, but that actually rolled around, went like a ring around the rim. Kentucky with the inbound, and they cough up the ball. Going the other way now. Florida with it. The right wing of the perimeter to the top of the key here for the Gators is Nembhard. Nembhard with the ball at the edge of the Kentucky logo. Passes the ball left wing of the perimeter here to Jalen Hudson. Hudson with 10:37 left to go. Dribbles to the top of the key. Dribbles and right wing three. No good. Hits the top of the rim by Jalen Hudson. Rebounded here by Emmanuel quickly of Kentucky. Passes it off to Tyler Hero. Hero kicks the ball back outside. They're passing the ball around the perimeter. They take it inside into the lane, and another foul called. Ashton Higgins shooting free throws at the line with 10:21 left to go. So I think it was a shooting foul. We'll check back up on it to see if they get the inbound or not, but I believe Ashton Higgins will be shooting. Yep, he'll be shooting 2 at the free throw line here for Kentucky with 10:21 left to go. And the first shot from the free throw line is a miss there by Higgins. So this season, Ashton Higgins is a 75% free throw shooter. He's right now ranking 3rd in the SEC behind 2 LSU players and steals per game. Second shot goes down by Higgins. 46-42. Kentucky up by 4. Florida with the ball. They're at the right elbow of the perimeter here for the Gators. At the free throw circle, they pass the ball right wing behind the three-point arc. Now trying to dribble baseline, low post, inside the key, jumper in the key. No good by Florida. Rebounded. And it was last tipped out of bounds by Florida. So Kentucky will get the ball back here off the turnover. We're under 10 minutes left to go in this game. Kentucky here will get the inbound. 9:57 left. They do. They put the ball into the hands of Ashton Higgins. Higgins takes it past the half-court circle. He passes the ball right wing to Tyler Hero. Back out at top. Now they're passing it around, and they're dribbling inside. Higgins with a spin move. No good. Too strong off the glass. Rebounded by Florida. 46-42. Gators with the ball now. Trying to take it inside, and it's stolen away. Kentucky with a steal. They're going to set up the offense and slow down tempo. The score is Kentucky 46, Florida 42. We have 9:20 left to go. Hero now. He tried to dribble inside and a reach and foul call by the Gators. That's Florida's 7th foul, so Kentucky automatically going to the free throw line here to shoot a 1-and-1 in the bonus. Tyler Hero's at the free throw line. He is the best free throw shooter in all college basketball and makes his first. And that's what Tyler Hero can do for you. 47-42. Kentucky up by 5 right now with 9:19 left to go in the second. Florida down by 5. Tyler Hero at the free throw line to shoot his second. Hits that one as well. Back to a 6-point lead for the Wildcats. A little bit of foul trouble here for the Florida Gators, as it looks like it's Keontae Johnson who has 4 fouls committed in this game. Timeout on the floor. 9:14 left to go. 48-42. So let's see what's going on here in the box score. We're on a TV timeout between Kentucky and Florida. The leading scorer for the Kentucky Wildcats happens to be Ashton Higgins, who has 14 points right now for Kentucky, off 2 assists and a steal as well. 3 rebounds to go along for it for Higgins. P.J. Washington adding in 11 points off the bench. It looks like Keldon Johnson, who wasn't in the starting lineup today for some reason. They didn't list him here as a starter, but he usually is. He has 12 points in today's game for Kentucky. For the Florida Gators, leading the way with 10 points would be Kevarius Hayes. And then 9 points, chipping in Jalen Hudson with 9 points for Florida. Also, Isaiah Stokes coming in with 6 points. Looks like he's 3rd on the team in scoring right now. So, yeah, pretty good matchup between both of these teams. Kentucky has got the past couple of foul calls to go to the free throw line in the bonus and hit down some free throws, and that's why the Wildcats have been up in this one. Total difference between shots here at the free throw line. Florida has only taken 5 shots at the free throw line. They're 3 for 5 in today's game. Kentucky is 18 for 23 in free throw shooting throughout today's game. So the Kentucky Wildcats having a lot more free throw shooting that they've been doing than Florida so far in this one. Going to get back to action really shortly here. 48-42, 6-point game with 9:12 left to go. Wow. So 0 points have been scored by the Florida Gators in the last 2.5 minutes or so in this game. And here we are getting ready to go back to action. Kentucky up by 6, 48-42. And the Gators here get the inbound. So here we are back to action. 9-10 left to go in this game. Florida with the ball. Andrew Nembhard, top of the key. The Gators down by 6. They haven't scored a single point in the last around 2 minutes, 50 seconds in this game. They pass the ball inside the low post. His man falls down, but they kick it back outside. Dribbling baseline here for the Gators. They dribble right wing three from outside. Jalen Hudson, no good off the top of the rim. Rebounded by Emmanuel Quickly of Kentucky. Now Quickly with the ball, he takes it past the timeline. The Wildcats up by 6 with 8:36 left to go in this game. Tyler Hero with the ball, he passes it off to Quickly. Top of the key here for Kentucky. Dribbling out passes, left wing of the perimeter to Hero. Hero now passes to PJ Washington, left side of the perimeter. Back to Hero, floats up the shot in the key, and it goes up and in. 50-42, Kentucky up by 8. 8:15 left to go in this game. Florida in trouble right now, down by 8. They haven't scored a single basket in the past 3 minutes, 15 seconds. They have the ball at the top of the key. And it looks like we have a defensive foul whistle blown against Kentucky in the last play. So I'm going to update the score for you guys here in the chat. We are back to action. Florida now with the ball as they have it, trying to take it inside. Low post, Isaiah Stokes, no good off the top of the iron. Rebounded here by the Wildcats. They take it past the timeline. They pass it left wing of the perimeter for Kentucky. Keldon Johnson with the ball right now, back to Tyler Hero. Top of the key with it. And that is Emmanuel Quickly with the ball. Passes it back to Hero into the hands of PJ Washington with under 8 remaining. Jumper at the free throw circle. No good by Tyler Hero. Offensive rebound by Kentucky, setting it up though. 50-42. Kentucky is up by 8 with 7:25 left to go in this game. They're setting up the offense as the ball's into the hands of Emmanuel Quickly. Quickly, he passes it off now left wing of the perimeter, and he has it himself again in the key, looking for somebody who's open. Passes it right wing to Hero. Tyler Hero dribbling with 7 on the shot clock. He passes it to PJ Washington. Jumper left baseline. Hits it by PJ Washington. Back to a 10-point game. 52-42. Kentucky up by 10. That's actually the largest lead of the game right there. So before that, the largest lead was 8. But Kentucky, with that shot by PJ Washington, just put this game a little bit further for the Gators to come back. No points in the last 5 minutes for Florida. They have the ball now with 6:40 left to go. At the left elbow, Andrew Nembhard passes it. Isaiah Stokes, 3-point shot, hits the front of the iron, rebounded by Tyler Hero of Kentucky. 52-42 with 6.5 remaining. Kentucky is up by 10, 8-0 run in the past 5 minutes and 10 seconds for the Kentucky Wildcats. Tyler Hero with the ball at the top of the key. He passes it off right wing of the perimeter to Keldon Johnson. Goes into the hands of Emmanuel Quickly here. And now they feed it inside off the backboard. No good, too strong offensive rebound though. Setting it up again by Kentucky with 6:05 left to go. 10-point lead for the Wildcats. They're at the left side of the 3-point perimeter. 9 offensive rebounds by Kentucky. 3 by Florida today. The Wildcats with the ball, setting up the offense, chewing out game clock here. This is Tyler Hero taking the ball in the lane, up and in by Tyler Hero. Reverse hand layup, largest lead of the game for Kentucky. Keeps on building up. 54-42 with 5:41 left to go. And that means a timeout has been called by Mike White, head coach of Florida. I'm going to update you guys with a chat here in the score. Kentucky exploding right now, up by 12. The largest lead of the game here for the Wildcats. and out shooting Florida, which their roles have swapped in the shooting percentage right now in this game. Florida shooting the ball at 40% from the field. Kentucky at this moment shooting the ball at 44% from the field. Earlier in this game, Florida was shooting the ball a couple of percentage points better than Kentucky, but that has currently swapped right now. How about the rebounding matchup here? Kentucky out rebounding Florida 35-18 in this one. The Kentucky Wildcats coming into this game tied for fourth in all college basketball in rebound margin as they average around 8.9 rebounds more than their opponents this season. Florida coming in tied for dead last in the SEC, averaging about 33.7 rebounds per game. And yeah, they've been struggling to rebound the ball constantly in this one. Out rebounding on the offensive end 9-3. And Kentucky out rebounding them 35-18 as well. We're going to look to the college basketball scoreboard. Let's see what's going on in these games right now. Number 11, Purdue is up against Northwestern 49-39. Number 13, Kansas up against Baylor 60-50. Make it 60-52. Then Baylor just scored. And I think I'm going to see Texas Tech. Yeah. Texas Tech against Iowa State. Okay, yeah, so that score is 72-65. Number 8, Texas Tech is beating Iowa State. So that game's going on. Yeah, I'm looking at the scoreboard graphic here on ESPN. That one doesn't come up for some reason. Gotta refresh it and see. It probably does right now. But John Morant keeping the season alive last night for the Murray State Racers against Jacksonville State with a buzzer beater to put them in the Ohio Valley Conference Finals against Belmont University from Tennessee. That should be a good game. Repping Kentucky tomorrow for the Murray State Racers. Repping Kentucky, I think it's tonight actually. I think it's 8 p.m. around that time, 8 p.m. Eastern time tonight. Murray State against Belmont for the Ohio Valley Conference title. 38 points by the freshmen today for Kentucky. The rest of the team has 16 for this Wildcat team. Led primarily by mostly freshmen on the roster. Ashton Higgins, Keldon Johnson, Tyler Hero, E.J. Montgomery there is a freshman as well. 10-0 run in the last 5 minutes and 50 seconds for the Kentucky Wildcats. They're now up 54-42 with 5:41 left to go. Florida here will inbound the ball. We'll see if they can get something to go on, as they have not scored in the past 6 minutes and 15 seconds. They get the ball into Nembhard. Nembhard now trying to dribble past defenders and kicks the ball back outside. Left wing three, no good off the top of the iron. Offensive rebound, though. That was a key one by Jalen Hudson to get his own rebound. So Florida sets it back up again. We're under 5.5 left to play. The Gators with the ball. As it looks like Florida's taking a lot of time off the clock. They need a score. They're down by 12. They're at the right elbow now. 10 on the shot clock. They feed the ball inside. Foul called by Kentucky. E.J. Montgomery gets charged with the foul inside the key. So the last play was a foul called inside the key by E.J. Montgomery, number 23 of Kentucky. And Florida, they just keep on taking time off the clock, trying to set up the offense where realistically they really need to score and hit down shots here. There's another foul right here in the inbound play by Kentucky. So 2 straight fouls. As we get back to action, Florida, 3-pointer from the right corner, no good. Offensive rebound once again by the Gators, though. They'll set it up. They're down by 12. If they want to keep their tournament hopes alive in the bubble, they need to score. They need to start draining 3-point shots fast, something they've not done today. They pass it underneath the basket. And a foul. And he scores as well. So going to the line for the and one. It's 54-44. Kevarius Hayes got the shot to fall. Yeah, that was the first bucket scored by Florida in the last 7 minutes of this game. Tiberius Hayes is at the free throw line here and knocks it down. We're back to a 9-point game. We're under 5 remaining, though. 4:40 left to go in this game. Kentucky up 54-45. They have the ball at the right side of the perimeter. Tyler Hero passes the ball left wing of the perimeter. Emmanuel quickly back to the left corner with Ashton Higgins. Higgins feeds it down to P.J. Washington. Ball tipped out of bounds by Florida, and it'll go back to Kentucky here off the inbound with 4:28. So Kentucky here to inbound it off the tip up by Florida. They put the ball into the hands of Higgins, top of the key. And now passes off P.J. Washington, top of the key, 3, no good. Rebounded by Florida. 4:15 left to go in this game. The Gators with the ball. They take it past the timeline with Nembhard. Nembhard now dribbles past defenders and dribbles around the perimeter. At the left wing of the three-point perimeter for Nembhard, sets up the offense, passes the ball. Now top of the key here for Florida to the free throw circle. This is Kevarius Hayes at the free throw circle. Hands it off to Kevon Allen at the left baseline. Passes the ball to Nembhard. 2 on the shot clock. Nembhard needs to take a 3-point shot, and he almost got it in. Just a little too strong off the backboard. No foul committed by Kentucky. We're still playing. 3:40 left to go in this game. Kentucky 54, Florida 45. Kentucky now with the ball, chewing up time. Ashton Higgins has it as they're up by 9. Dribbling towards the left side of the perimeter. He puts the ball into the hands of Tyler Hero. Passes it off to Emmanuel quickly. Almost stolen right there. But P.J. Washington gets it back. Floats it to his teammate. And Tyler Hero floats up a shot. And it goes up and in. 56-45. 3:12 left to go in this game. Tyler Hero being the hero again. Clutch shots in under 5 minutes left to play. He knows how to do it. 11-point lead for the Wildcats. Florida, they feed the ball inside, and the foul called. Committed by Kentucky. So it looks like Micah Carew will go to the line to shoot 2 for the Florida Gators. What a game here. Kentucky delivering once again. Up by 11. Out shooting Florida in this game and outplaying them in basically every single phase, including the rebounding matchup. 36-21. Kentucky is out rebounding Florida at this moment. However, the only thing that Kentucky hasn't done well, they've turned over the ball 11 times. Florida's only turned it over 6 times. Just a whole lot of fouls in this matchup as well. And here we are, 3 minutes away from the Kentucky Wildcats getting another W. As they're looking for their 26th win on the season. They have a record of 25-5 heading into this one, 14-3 in the SEC. And I'm going to look at the leading scorers here, the box score. Kevarius Hayes with 13 points for Florida leading the way. He's the only player in double-digit points right now. As we look to Kentucky, they have 4 players in double-digit points. Tyler Hero with 14 points, Ashton Higgins with 14, P.J. Washington with 13, and then also Keldon Johnson with 12 currently in this game. So we're almost getting ready for the end of this one. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Feel free to like my videos, share, subscribe to my channel. Play-by-play live reactions throughout the season. And of course, the March Madness tournament here on Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. So we're on a commercial break. A lot of college basketball went down today. I'll be finishing it up with number 4 Duke traveling to number 3 North Carolina. for that game as the Tar Heels hosting the Duke Blue Devils tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. March Madness less than 2 weeks away. Be having play-by-play live reaction streams of those games. Leading all the way to the national championship game on Monday, April 8th. 3 minutes left to go, and the clock is ticking on Florida to see if they can punch their ticket to the March Madness tournament or if they're going to the NIT. Right now, they are down by 11 points with 3 minutes left to go in this game. Kentucky's up 56-45, and Florida is at the free throw line to shoot some free throws. So here we are, Micah Okoro at the free throw line, and no good on his first shot from the charity stripe. Still 56-45. The leading scorer for the Florida Gators today has been Kevarius Hayes with 13 points. Kentucky has 4 players in this game with double-digit points. Tyler Hero, Ashton Higgins, both with 14. Second shot from the free throw line, it goes down. 56-46, Kentucky up by 10. 3 minutes left to go. And then the final stream tonight I'll be doing Duke against North Carolina, number 4 against number 3. So feel free to join me in for that one. That's 6 p.m. Eastern time. Here we are back to action. 2:55 remaining. Kentucky with the ball. They take it past the timeline. They have a 10-point lead, 56-46. As that's Emmanuel Quickly who passes the ball out top of the key to Keldon Johnson. Tyler Hero with it, and it goes back into the hands of Emmanuel Quickly. Quickly dribbling towards the right side of the perimeter. Passes it off to Hero at the right wing of the perimeter. Feeds the ball towards the key, and now they kick it back outside. Left elbow jumper for 2. No good. Rattles out. Rebounded by the Gators. We do have a foul call with 2.5 minutes left to go. Hey, thank you so much, man. Yeah, I think that tonight's game, Duke against UNC, should definitely be getting like a bunch of people in the stream. I'm gonna let people know about it too on my end as well. So here we are at the free throw line. Kentucky shooting a 1-and-1 here. They missed their first one, and Florida gets the rebound, and the ball gets kicked out of bounds. I think Florida just knocked it out of bounds. So 2:27 left to go. .227 left to go. Let's see on the replay who kicked it out of bounds. It was Florida who kicked it out here on the replay. Kentucky tried to rebound it themselves. That was number 3, Keldon Johnson, along the baseline. He tried to rebound it for the Wildcats, and then he kind of rolled it over to a Florida player's knee right there, and it got knocked out of bounds. So Florida is in trouble as far as the tournament or whatever. Actually, wow, the refs say that was out by Kentucky. Huh. Looked like it was out by Florida. Maybe there was a foul on the play or something. 2:17 left to go and another foul call. This has basically been this entire game, foul after foul. Looking at some of these team stats here. 17 fouls committed today by the Florida Gators, 15 by Kentucky. Well above 30 fouls as a team combined here. Both these teams. Kevarius Hayes at the free throw line. Here's his first one, and no good with 2:15 left to go. So Kentucky will get the rebound. 10-point game. 2:10 left to go. They pass the timeline. Ashton Higgins with the ball. He passes it off, and it goes back into the hands of Higgins. Right wing of the perimeter, Tyler Hero feeds it to P.J. Washington. Down low post, Washington hits the rim short. Offensive rebound by P.J., and he gets fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. 1:55 left to go. It's looking like right now it's not good for Florida as in their terms to getting into the tournament as well. It's looking more like they'll be 17-14, and they'll have to make a deep run in the SEC tournament in order to get into the March Madness tournament as well. So here we are at the free throw line. Kentucky is up by 10, and they're shooting inside. Yeah, they're inside the bonus right now, so not the double bonus just yet. PJ Washington's a 67% free throw shooter, shooting in the bonus at the free throw line. Hits the first one. 57-46, Kentucky up by 11. EJ Montgomery coming into the game for the Wildcats, number 23. Second shot at the free throw line by PJ Washington of Kentucky. And it's that one as well. 58-46. Florida now takes it past the left side of the timeline. They've only hit one shot in the past 10 minutes and 10 seconds of this game. So Florida was right in it, and then, yeah, they just could not hit a shot in this halfway point of the second half. Alley-oop, and finally something to excite this team with the lob pass over the top, and they jam it down, but it might be too late. 1:30 left to go. Kentucky here with the inbounds. And they take it past the timeline. And going the distance, and they tried to slam it down, but no, there was no foul on the play either. They said keep on playing. So Kentucky tried to drive into the lane and slam it down with a left hand. No foul called. Refs say play on. Looked like a foul to me. A minute left. Kentucky up 58-48. Trying to drive to the basket. EJ Montgomery can't get it to go. Bobbles the ball, and it goes back into the hands of Florida with under a minute left to play. The Gators really need to start sinking shots, and they need to do it one after another. Instead, they're going for a two-point shot inside, up, and in off the glass. It might be too late, 58-50. Against a very, very impressive free throw shooting team in the Kentucky Wildcats. Is there a way that Florida can come back in this one, or is it too late? Get ourselves a TV timeout here on the court. 43 seconds left. As it looks more apparent that Kentucky will be 26-5 and 15-3 in the SEC. Not calling it yet, but 8 points by a margin of 43 seconds remaining is pretty tough when you've only made one shot in the past 10 and a half minutes before they finally made that alley-oop jam over the top. So finishing out the night, I'll be doing play-by-play live reactions to number 4 Duke against number 3 North Carolina. So that's my last game for you guys tonight. Should be a good one, I hope, with two of the top college basketball teams in NCAA Division I men's college basketball. Coach K going up against Roy Williams. So finally, on the replay, a bucket that finally scored a lob pass over the top on the alley-oop by Florida. And then on the other side, Kentucky in fast transition right there tried to slam it down with a left-handed jam, and there was no foul called. That looked like there was a foul. Yeah. I think usually a good amount of people come in for Duke and North Carolina. Those are like the top two games that I've got like people just coming in left and right for my stream, as Kentucky on the fast break slams it down. Two-handed jam underneath the basket there for Keldon Johnson. That puts on the exclamation point for this one, 60-50. I'll take a couple of hours off, and around an hour and 40 minutes from now or so, or an hour and 50 minutes, I'll be back. North Carolina against Duke should be a good one. I was able to get a good amount of people into my stream when I did Duke against Boston College earlier this season. I think that video got like a bunch of views on it for like, I didn't think it would get like a ton of views when they played BC, but it seems like there's been like a lot of Duke fans that have noticed on my channel. Same as UNC. First shot from the free throw line, no good for Florida. Second one, they make it. They're still down by 9. Kentucky up 60-51 at the left corner. They do get the ball off. Florida still not following, and they finally do with 29.2 seconds left. So here we are back at the free throw line again for Kentucky. Yep. Yeah, Zion's not playing. I expect UNC to win this game. Duke almost lost to Wake Forest without Zion playing, but I think he'll be back for the ACC tournament, and hopefully I'll be able to stream next week with Zion back in the lineup because it's going to change. It will change the entire Duke team and how they play because they'll have a little bit of help, take the weight off of RJ because they'll get Zion back and they'll get everything back with them. Shooting, blocking, stealing. It's like he plays on a video game. I was seeing some of the highlights when Duke beat St. John's earlier in the season by 30 points. It was like Zion was playing on like a video game, stealing the ball left and right. Just insane. So 62-51, Kentucky up by 11. This game's basically done. Florida does score underneath the basket, though. Might be too little, too late. They're still not giving up, though. Another foul called with 23.4 seconds. Yep. The number 1 projected NBA draft pick right there, Zion Williamson. I hope that Murray State, though, can win tonight, their conference, and then they get into the NCAA tournament because I'm excited, looking forward to John Morant from Murray State because he's supposed to be projected like the number 2 or 3 NBA draft pick around there. I think Zion, John Morant, and then RJ Barrett. I think Cam Reddish is supposed to be 4 or 5, and then Romeo Langford of Indiana as well. So both of those shots at the free throw line went down for Kentucky. This game's basically over. 20 seconds remaining. Florida with the ball. And, oh, wow, they got the shot in off the backboard. So it's a 9-point game with 17.7 seconds remaining. Kentucky looking for somebody to inbound it, too, and we do have a foul called by the Gators. Tyler Hero going to the line for Kentucky as well. He's the best free throw shooter in all of college basketball right now. He averages 93% shot conversion on all his free throws. Just hit his first one. And second one, nothing but net. Just like how he's been doing this entire season. 66-55. Florida now with the ball. And they lay it up and in under the basket again with 9.3 seconds left. 66-57. And Kentucky will just dribble out the clock. That's basically it for this one. Thank you so much for joining my stream. Tyler Hero today, leading the way, 16 points for the Kentucky Wildcats. And he had 2 assists, 6 rebounds, a steal, and a perfect 4 for 4 from the free throw line for Tyler Hero. I'm going to bring up what he's been shooting this season. I'm curious to know that stat on what his free throw makes against misses has been this season for Tyler Hero. Any of these pop up to me? Let's see. I'm gonna have to go into the the team stats here. We'll have it because it's not showing me in the player profile. Interesting. Yeah, because I'm curious to know what Tyler Hero's stats are throughout the season for how many free throws he's attempted, how many he's made, how many he's missed. But yeah, every single game he's basically been like almost perfect throughout. I'm gonna bring up Kentucky's stats here as a team this season. Should be in here. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's all the guys. So PJ Washington has made the most free throws for Kentucky. 100 free throws made out of 150. Tyler Heroes made 73 free throws out of 78 attempts, so he's only missed 5 free throws this entire season. Wow, that's crazy for him. But yeah, another great win again by the Kentucky Wildcats. As right now they're tied up with Tennessee at the top of the conference. But LSU, number 1 team, if they can win tonight, they get the number 1 seed in the SEC, which everybody has been able to do this season. Every team in the SEC has beat Vanderbilt so far this season. LSU has a record of 15-2 in the conference. Tennessee and Kentucky are both 15-3. So all LSU has to do tonight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time when they host the Vanderbilt is beat them, as Vanderbilt is winless in the conference. Yeah, Vandy is 0-17 in the SEC. So yeah, that's going to be a tough one for Vandy, especially to go into Baton Rouge to play the number 7 team in the nation tonight. But here we are going to update you guys with the score here. This one's just gone final, 66-57. My next stream after this will be about an hour and 40 minutes from now. Number 4 Duke playing against number 3 North Carolina. Feel free to join me in for that one. That should be good. And then next week, hopefully, more basketball as well. And of course, I'll be doing the March Madness tournament. Most likely 4 games per day, most likely, for the March Madness tournament, for the Thursday game and then the Friday game for the first round. And then I think 2 games on a Saturday and Sunday I'll most likely do. But this has basically been it. This is another presentation of Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Kentucky improving to 26-5 overall and 15-3 in the SEC. Thank you so much, man. And yeah, I'll see you for the next game. Thank you so much. And take care, everybody. And feel free to join in for my next one, North Carolina against Duke.